And who knows what time it is in the morning, a couple of days before Thanksgiving, and we have had our Impala sitting, whoo, a month. Not good, gang. Not good. But when you're not working on your car, you can't work on your car, or whatever the case is, remember where we left off. We left off with our exhaust system, getting the glass pack mufflers welded on, installed, and pulling it to about here on the car. Oh, I knew that was my wife on here. Hello, Mrs. Dr. Bolton. Um, yes, I really am a doctor, not just an Impala doctor. Um, since my wife is on here, let's tell you how marvelous my wife is and how I'm going to give you guys marriage tips, not just car tips. My wife likes to buy rugs, but she only used them for like 2 seconds. And so, guess where they end up? They end up rolled up in the garage. And what I found is these things are great for this purpose. In November, when you got to get up under the car and lay on this concrete, guess what? Pretty warm. So, um, good way not to kill your wife for buying things you all don't need and she's only going to use for 2 seconds. But that's what we're using tonight because nobody wants to be on cold concrete. And we're going to try to fit these exhaust systems on here. Never done this before. Intelligent people actually go to an exhaust place and pay a couple of dollars and get it done. But what is the fun in that, huh? None. So, we got some lights. We're lighting from the top right here because it goes on the header and it screws in down here, right? See that? There you go. Bottom of the header. This is your header up here. Blows in there through your muffler, and it's supposed to quiet it, but we're not quieting ours. We're actually going to make this car loud with the glass pack mufflers. So we come out of the headers. The headers on here are white. Those are the headers. That's the bottom of the header where it screws in. We're going to test fit that and see what kind of fun we can have. Yes, at I don't know what time it is in the morning. So it'll go in here. This goes up to that flange, screws in, and into here. Now, if we were doing your regular Dynaflow mufflers, we see how that's cut. That fits right over this pole, and you just tighten these, and you're good. No welding, right there. Glass pack, not the same deal. Glass pack, we're gonna first we're gonna test fit it. Then after we test fit it, we're gonna tack weld it. Tack, 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 tack. Welders over there, Lincoln Welder. And you guys who are scared about welding, I promise you, if you're gonna be doing, especially these old metal cars, the money you're gonna spend with somebody else doing it, you can buy your own welder for $1,500, $2,000, and make $10,000 worth of mistakes and come out better than what you're going to end up spending trying to do a car this size. The metal work that you can put in this car, you can put $15,000, $20,000 in metal work. You can learn how to weld in that time. You buy you some sheet metal and just make the mistakes. You make a mistake, you cut it out, you keep going. Oh, thank you. Real Morgan Freeman. All right, cool. All right, pimping. Good job. If you have a car that you're working on, definitely put it in the comments. What kind of car you have, what year. For those of you who have not seen it, it's mostly done. All of this was all this I did. Car was 100% loose off the frame. Knew everything. Um, Custom made dash, headliner, everything we did. Not only did we do it, we did it in a 2 car or 3 car garage. So music, you name it, that's what we did. Um, I got a couple of tricks for the trunk. I want to show you. This is usually you'll find these little edges for packing, but you see how I put those angles, the cardboard angles along here, right here. That's just this, one of these, right? I am going to upholster them. I'm going to put the foam on them, glue the foam on them, upholster them, and then lights are going to be under here shooting out here. And then I'm going to carpet down here. I have some chrome on the wall over there, and we're going to trim this in chrome and maybe put a Chevy sign somewhere in here. But I was glad I found those. I actually bought some Christmas decorations that had those cardboard angles in it. And I was like, man, I've been looking for these. And 2 of them were the perfect length. So we're going to take that there. So the deal is tonight. Now, when you can't work on your car, I'm in Europe. We have no cars like this. Everything is forbidden, really. There's some places in all of Europe. There's a lot of places in Europe that ship cars from here there. You might want to double check that. But what part of Europe? I was just in Europe last December and January. I was in France and London and so the different areas around London, visiting friends and vacationing. I did New Year's with my family there. Took my son to the Eiffel Tower for his birthday. But let's get under this car and see what this looks like. I try to when I'm not working on my car or working on houses or writing, I am trying to think, how am I going to be working on this car? How am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? And what I have in my head is I'm going to take this loose like that, and I'm going to get under the car and just try to fit this on, right? See how it tucks under here. That's why I have the lights under this side of the car. I'm going to start with the passenger side. And I already bought these to change out, which I don't know how easy. I hope I don't have to take the headers off. I may have to take the headers off to install these. I mean, if I got to take them off, I got to take them off. And it's not impossible. I've done it. But this is what you use to connect the flanged exhaust to the bottom of the header. So I have these brand new, and I'll show you under the light where some actually still on there. So you'll see it hanging down right here. That's what that is. Now my question is, how the frig do I get that off? I don't know if it's, I mean, who knows how long that's been on there. What I had been doing, knowing that I hadn't gotten to it, I've been hitting it with some WD-40. So I'm going to try to twist it from the bottom and see if I can get it just to come out. Other than that, I may end up having to take this whole deal off, which means I'm going to take this off just to get to it. And that'll be a pain in the behind, but, and that's on both sides, because look how much stuff I got to take off on the other side. More than likely I have to take off the brake booster. Definitely have to take off the alternator. blah, 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 blah. We really don't want to do that. So hopefully it'll come off. It'll these will unscrew and screw in well easily. I am seeing that my wire here that goes, I think it's this wire that goes to my distributor cap, is coming right across here. This gets very hot. This is where the heat is pushed out from your motor and down through your exhaust system to keep your engine cool. This should not be laying against that. So I'm going to have to reroute this where this wire comes across the top of this and I can clip it to something, but this can't be touching that. Nothing can be touching this. This gets too hot. So you just, tie them up with a tie like this and that'll be fine. But these are the things that you get to see before you start driving this car around and your car cuts off on you. So let's see what it looks like under the car. And usually I try to have on a hat when I'm about to get on the ground. And let me see. So my European visitor, it should be, I think you guys are 6 hours ahead of us. It should be, what time there? Anybody from Europe, tell me what time it is there. I don't know what time it is here. I think it's probably about 2 o'clock in the morning, which will make it about 8 a.m. for you guys. Let me see. All right, I got my hat on, so my head won't be cold. Let's get under this car and see what it looks like. So it's going to be a lot of getting under the car, coming out, getting under the car, coming out. First, we got to go and look and see what we're working with. Then we come back, get this piece right here, slide under there, test fit, test fit, test fit. Then we test fit it, the whole deal, keep adding pieces on until it's 100% how we want it. And then we begin welding, blah, 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 blah. But now let me get serious. Holy crap. All right. Okay. See, this is right here. All right. Yeah. This is where we're going. All right. My light is jacking this up. All right. We're going here. All right. That big circle. That's where we're going. And all right, let me see. Yeah, this is where we're going. So we meet up to this. This is what we're trying to screw out. I have no idea how to do that. I don't see anything I can grip on. I am completely lost. And like an idiot, I painted this. And I don't know if that's going to give me trouble getting new ones in there. I really don't know how this is going to work. But let me see, we got access. Our pipe is going to slide in through this gap right here and connect up in there. So there's really nothing to it but to do it. We're just going to have to figure it out right now. But that hole is home. So we're going to have to, I don't know how in the world. There's nothing, it's nothing square on here that I could catch on to. I mean, I don't really care about ruining the threads on this because, like I said, I got the other ones over there. But there's nothing to take it off with. And it has to screw in tightly because for the nature of what it is. If it's too loose, it's going to vibrate out. All right. So this, you remember I was telling you, oh, by the way,
Um, this is from the car dropping all the way down. That little rubber spot. That's where the wheel hits. Um, I'm gonna have to live with that. But when you do shows, you don't want that scene. I'm gonna have to figure that out. Other than not dropping my car all the way down, but that's just the dirt from the tire, and it's kind of rubbed off the paint. And nobody should be under my car looking at it like this, but that bothers me. I'm not really feeling that. I like no matter what angle you look at my car, the car is clean. Like I'm sure you guys can see. Oh, I was looking for that light. But this is the bottom of the car, and even the bottom of the car is the bomb. Super cool, right? So yeah, I gotta get all this figured out, and I got an oil leak somewhere that is completely serious. I got oil all over my starter. I got oil under my transmission, and I got oil all over my oil pan. So we gotta figure that deal out. Why would the oil be? So that means the oil pan is leaking. Yeah, the oil pan is leaking because I'm just telling you all this stuff and y'all can't see a damn thing. Um, I got oil on my starter, and the only way oil would get on my starter is if it's leaking along here. And Lord knows I do not want to drop the pan on this piece, but I can if I have to. So we know we have an oil leak, but an oil leak is not the end of the world unless something's broken. And nothing's broken because everything's new. So that's not the worst thing we could have found out. Oh, trying to get from under the car. It's not necessarily bad camera work. All right. So, this being said, I'm going to grab this piece and see if we can fit it. Or, better yet, let's find if there are any clues on how we would get this off. Or for that matter, look. Do you see that the end is like an octagon, right? So these tips are like octagons. That means I should be able to ratchet these in and out. Bam! We just figured it out. So the question is, do I have some other headers? I know I have some other headers. Do I know where they are? That we can practice on. Where are my headers? Does anybody know where my headers are? If you do, type it in the comments so I can find them. I have headers somewhere. Headers, football. Always keep as many parts to the car you're working on as possible. You may need it, even if it's broken. You never know what you might need it for. I have some headers somewhere. I keep the parts along the walls too, so I don't lose them. You guys hit that like button if you are into cars. Also, app app. Put in the comments what kind of car you have, what kind of car you work on, what your favorite car is. This was my dream car at one time, and I got it, did it. Now the 1959 Chevy Impala is my dream car. I have a 62 Bel Air, and I have a 62 convertible that I'm cutting the top off of Bel Air and cutting up the convertible and making a convertible. That's going to be the next car we do.
And that will be a 19, wow, a 2026 project. So I am going to get that going. But right now, like I said, I'm looking for my old headers. I don't think I would have junked them. Maybe I did. Maybe I did. But no need to fear because now it's another thing. When you're looking at something, this stuff is old. And like I said, it got painted. And if you can't figure out what the deal is, a lot of times the new stuff will be more obvious. So what we're going to do is take these out, get a ratchet head that fits the tip of this. And that should, and it makes a lot of sense. We'll get the extended ratchet. We'll pull these out. And we're going to take this and slide this under the car. Now, not only have I never done this before, I'm doing it on a live with one hand. And I really should put this car on jack stands because the only thing is up. I got the airbags lifted all the way up, and it's on just a regular drive-up stand. No risk of it falling on me, by the way, because it's secure where it is. I just lifted the airbags up as high as they go, and I could probably go a little higher. But since we know where we're going, let's just, for our entertainment. Okay. Let's see how well this fits or how well it doesn't. Because nothing hurts your feelings like when you get into these old cars and you think you got the right thing and it doesn't fit. So, how about I'm going to try to angle this where you guys can see exactly what I'm doing. All right. I am going to have to sit this phone down as much as I hate doing that because I don't know what you guys can see. So I'm going to put the phone here. And I'm going to, okay, what you're looking at is the light. I know. That was dumb. All right. Where's the hole? I know. All right. Here, if this is our first fit. And we got the wrong side. Do we? Can we? This makes no sense. Okay. Okay. I have no idea what I'm doing. I have no idea. Oh, wow. I'm totally off. It's up here. Ah, okay. 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 Are you guys seeing this crap show? Okay. You see that? All right. I'll try to give you this angle. Keep watch. Lord, don't let me get shocked around this freaking thing. All right, I'm around the starter, and I don't want to think I'm trying to bump it, start it. All right. I know it's supposed to come really close to the starter. It is uncomfortably so. So this is the fit we're looking for.
Wow, that's close to the starter. Frig, that is close to the starter. All right. Is this supposed to go out here? Ah. So it goes under this hump, but I hope you guys can see this. All right. It's just made life 1,000 times more difficult because this is not clearing the starter. Uh-huh. All right. And it doesn't help that I'm trying to tap that starter. Okay. All right. This is what we're running into. This space, I think you got to kind of dance this in, coming from down here and then being in there, because it's not going to go, the control arm and the starter is not letting it just go straight in. So I think, one, I may have to lift the entire car off the ground. That is going to suck. That means I'm going to have to put it all on jack stands, because look at the amount of room I have between my chest and the car. Again, there's no risk of the car falling on me. But for me to negotiate, it's wider down here. So I think I'm going to have to stick it in here and move it this way into here. So it can't just go straight in, which is what I was hoping. So that's going to be the move. So let me touch the end of this to see if it's an octagon as well. It is, but some jerk painted it white, me. And I don't know how hard that's going to be to get out because it's painted shut. And if that strips, we are in trouble. Or I could just leave it there. But what we'll do is, while we're thinking about the fitting, we'll try to see if that piece will come out. Let's get from under the car. I know. All right, show you what I'm doing. Yeah. Gotta lift this car higher. Okay, we've established that. So, what did we learn, kiddies? We learned that this doesn't slide right up in there. Gonna have to angle it in and get it. Thanks for hitting that like button, you guys. We got about 20 people in here. Let's get those likes up. This is cool. It's so close that I know this is just a matter of me not knowing. It's not that anything's in the wrong place. It's just me not knowing how to do it. And I see that this right here, this part of the exhaust system is thinner than this. So it's obviously not meant to go straight up in there. This goes in first and guides, this actually goes through the thinner part and this stays back. So I have to slide it in place as opposed to just lifting it straight up and screwing it in. So we have to find out what size ratchet head will fit that in so we can at least get that off. If anybody knows where my ratchet heads are, please type it in the chat.
Thank you for whoever typed in, look under the dirty blue thingy, and you'll find them. We're gonna need a serious extension to get that piece out of there. Small heads. And how do we find out which one it is? Well, what we're going to do is we're going to open this up with one hand. Yes. You guys are making me a super mechanic right now. And if I were like super cool and trying to impress you guys, I would know which head it is, but I am trying to impress you, but I just don't know. So we're going to just keep testing them until we find out which one it is. And because these are so small, crap, I thought that we were going to have it. Because these are so small, I'm going to have to use a reducer to for my big ratchet, because I'm gonna need a dang, what the heck, this is some bull crap. All right, let's try this one. Bingo. Okay, now we got this little bitty end and a big old ratchet because we need something with some power that's going to turn this. So what do we do? This is an adapter for a regular size to this small size. So let's get this adapter hooked onto here. All right, now we can have a normal size ratchet dealing with the bolt on the bottom of the header nice and tight. But if we try to use a small ratchet, it's not going to be strong enough and we're not going to have the leverage. Now, let's say I need to use my torque wrench. The longer it is, the bigger it is, the more leverage you're going to have. Now, I can use this one right now with the adjuster I just put on. But let's say I don't want to mess around and I want to go straight to this deal right here. Show you a trick in case you don't know. Now, also, while we're in here, my one of my extenders. This is an extender, so you can reach up under the. It can go up under the motor, and I don't have to stick my hands in there. So this big one is so big. I have an extender that I keep on there that makes it small enough to work with a regular ratchet. And now, so basically I have a double reducer. This one reduced it to a normal ratchet, and then I reduced it to the small one. So now I should be able to use this long, strong ratchet to turn and get that piece out. But look how short it is. And I got to get up under on the other side of this frame. I got to get, you see, there it is right there. Right at the end of my finger on the other side of that white piece. That's where I got to get to. So it's in there and up some. On the other side of here. That's where I'm going. Where you see that white piece sticking out? So we're going to use an extender. So check this G move out. Pull that off. Now it'll reach up under there. There we go. And now look how much further. So I don't have to stick my hands under there. And I got some leverage. So I got leverage this way. And it's still thick steel, nice and strong. I'm not using the small ratchet that actually comes with this one. So if everything goes right, that's what it'll look like. And we just unscrew it from the header like that. The header that's already on there. So, where can I put you guys where you can watch me? Not gonna work. There's no really good place to put you guys where you're gonna be able to see what's going on. Well, maybe if I put you here. Okay. We're gonna try to get through this together. All right. Now, if the phone falls, just bear with me. Our goal is just to try to get this sucker off. So, let's see what's up. I'm coming under, and obviously, I'm gonna need a microphone because I don't know how well you guys can hear. Shoot! I don't know how well you guys can hear me. But you guys should be able to see me coming under the car. And trying to lock onto the bottom of this. And it's not locking on for whatever reason. So it could be different sizes, and they are. That'll happen. Sometimes the aftermarket pieces aren't exactly like the. Ooh, this might be stripped. Yeah, the aftermarket pieces aren't always exactly the size you need. Is close enough. So my question is going to be, can this sucker, can this screw in at all? But I'm going to find, the next size up. And see if we can dance. Okay. All right, I'm trying another size right now. Bingo. No. I don't know if this fits or if it's just stuck on here. It feels a little loose, but it's fitting a lot better than the other one did. We'll find out when I try to turn it if that's the right one. Now your problem is if it's not the right one, it can strip it. So you don't want it to be too loose. So you got to use some discernment. You know, if it's feeling too wobbly, back off of it. Make sure you have the right one. And I knew that was going to happen. Okay. No, that is just going to strip it. Yeah, that's too loose. All right. That's not the right size. It's too loose. Well, we know what we're trying to do. That's what's important. Holy crap. And this is why it costs so much to restore these cars. Because This is what you have to pay for somebody to have the patience to go through size after size, risk stripping it, and how long it takes. This is not. It's just not a quick process. And it takes a lot of patience. So that's why a lot of people. That's why these cars are worth so much money, because a lot of people just aren't willing to do it. And the older the car gets, it's even fewer people that know how to do it. Wow. I couldn't have done that if I wanted to. Alrighty. Son of a gun. Okay, so what is the problem we're having? We can't find. I think over the years, this has gotten stripped. So I may just have to use that one. That's another thing that you run into with these cars. Show you guys what I'm looking at. Okay, where this is supposed to be an octagon on the go, I didn't. So when I was putting these on, well, we'd always just do new headers. But what we're going to do is try to get, because there's two more of these. There's one here. I can't see if you see my finger. Yeah, okay, this is my finger. It's one here, and it's one up here. I can put the other two in. This is threaded, so it's really nothing wrong with the threads. I can just see if the nut goes on it, and if the nut goes on it, it's going to work. So it's really no harm, no foul. But 9 times out of 10, now we know if you're restoring a car and you get headers with the bolt still in it, check and see if it's stripped. Just lesson moving forward. Especially if you're gonna do a lot of these cars. If you just got yours, that means when you looking for if you're ever looking for one, you're gonna buy some used parts, or if you get one and it's like that, check and see if it's stripped, and then you know what you're working with. Now you can drill it out and rethread it. That's a pain, but you definitely can. But let's see if we can just leave it in there. If we can leave it in there. Holy crap. Ugh. If we can leave it in there, that's my vote. So the way that we'll find out if we can leave it in there is if this nut fits on it. And guess what? It seems to fit on it. It's got some paint on it, which is making it hard to screw on, but I think if I clean that off, we'll be able to use it. Or with a deep socket ratchet, it'll cut through the paint. Which means our only question now is, are the holes the same size as the replacement parts that we have? And we can easily figure that out. Thank you guys for hanging out with me this time of morning. Like I said, I don't know. All right, let's see if this works. It's looking like it's working. You see that? You can see the new ones, obviously. You see where the new ones fit. Now, again, I painted these, so it's going to take some ratchet work to get that to go all the way in. But where that's located, that's going to be a booger. That's going to be a booger. Yeah. All right. This is definitely not something that can be hand tightened because some idiot painted this and didn't. So when you're painting and you have something threaded, A, don't paint it if it's threaded. B, if it's a hole that's threaded, don't do that. Don't paint that. So now we know what to do, and we have the same thing over here. Remember, oh, wow, look at this. Check this out. All three of those are already installed over here, but these look newer. And I can already feel that the octagon is good on those. But I am leaking oil like a freaking sieve. Look at that. Wow. Yeah, because this whole thing was painted. And that's where it's running. So that is a problem. But that's what we do. We fix problems. So I'm going to tell you. I'm going to, ooh, how does this work? Looks like this side might be a little easier because, but my shifter is in the way. Wow. Okay. So basically we want this side. We want the other side to look like this side. So I hope you guys could see that. All right. Get from under here. Now, even if I don't get this done tonight, the value isn't getting it started. And you know what I'm going to try to do? I'm going to try to wear those ratchet heads. I'm going to try to get those screwed in. But of course, I don't see what I did with the ratchet heads. Yes, this car should actually be much higher, and if it was like overhead, it would be even better. But that's one thing that I try to illustrate on this channel is that if you don't have those fancy things, you can still do some cool cars, you know, and you don't have to have any training. You just have to have patience, a knack for it, a desire to do it. And I'm caught on something. What am I caught on? All right. I'm giving myself a major wedgie, and I don't understand why. Okay. All right. Ah. Okay. All right, guys. So, what did we learn? We learned that we have our those three. Well, these pieces that we had under there. This goes like that. See that? It goes like that. Goes through there. And these nuts go on the other side. See that? So let me show you. This is our little ratchet end, octagon deal. This is on there. This goes into the bottom of the header.
Feel me? This is what we're going for, right? And we know we got 3 on one side, so it may be easier just to grab the pipe for the driver's side and see if we can get that mocked in place. And screw in, because all we did was hand tighten. They're the right there. They're the other those ratchet heads I was looking for. Um, Tighten up the ones we hand tightened, and maybe even get this one installed. But you know what? I'm probably going to crash out for the night. Um, as my head is full of stuff, and sometimes that's what you need. You just need to see it, touch it, get an idea, think about it, instead of trying to force it. Just know, okay, I got some good work done, even if the good work was just visualizing and seeing it. Um, I thought lighting it from the top was a good idea. I don't think that is a good idea. Lighting it from the bottom was fine. I think the lighting it from the top was more of a distraction for me. So, you guys, thank you for hitting that like button. You guys got the likes up. I appreciate it. You're super cool and impressive. No, you are super cool and impressive. Sam Jones collections. What collections do you have? I'm interested. I'd love to know. Um, are these not the coolest rims ever? I'd never had Dayton's before, so I really know they're not the coolest rims ever. But I wanted Dayton's. I got Dayton's. Bam. I'm loving it. So I'm going to wrap this up. I'm going to dip out. We're going to later on today, because tomorrow is Thanksgiving, which I don't celebrate Thanksgiving. I have a lot of Native American friends, and just the original meaning in 1862, when Abraham Lincoln professed the day of Thanksgiving, the third Thursday of November. It was really to distract people from the Civil War, and that was the celebration of the Native Americans saving the Pilgrims of Jamestown from starving to death over the first winters that they were here, that they didn't know how to cultivate the land or produce and save food. Well, that was what they taught all the way up until the 80s, when people didn't know a lot about Native American history. The more the genocide of Native Americans came out, the country began to move away from the specificity of what the Thanksgiving holiday originally meant. And man, is that a cat bag? No. Well, now I don't know what with the oi. I'm assuming we're in A. No, this is a 1964 Chevy Impala Super Sport. But going back to Thanksgiving, for those of you who may or may not know, I know we have some people that are not from the U.S. Um, that as they began to get more information in mainstream education about Native American genocide, they began to say, "Oh, it's just a day of Thanksgiving, being thankful for your family, blah 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 blah." No, I'm old enough to remember the original purpose of it, and as we got educated and as I began to intermingle with Native Americans, I began to respect their culture, and I began to respect their suffering in our country. And I thought that it was personally wrong for me to celebrate basically the generosity of the Native Americans being reciprocated with genocide. So now, and
Trust me, I don't mean to be. Oh, the muffler? No, the muffler. This one, the muffler is this is a glass pack, um, red something, red, not red rocket, some kind of bomb, some kind of bomb. And this is at the beginning of the video, I said what the names of them were. It jumped right out of my head, and I threw the boxes away. Oh crap, I'm terrible. But I do have other videos. I have other videos of when I actually set the muffler out. You can get the name and company model that's on that video if you want to know what the two mufflers are. Because maybe because it's 2 or 3 in the morning, my mind's going blank. I don't remember what those are. But this is a glass pack muffler. This is your regular muffler. This one makes it sound like a beast. This is going to be very, very loud. The car is so classy. The car is so smooth. The car is so pristine. People are going to be looking for it to purr. I don't want it to purr. I want it to growl. I want it to be a beast. So you always want to surprise them. They want you to go left, you go right. But that's the meaning of Thanksgiving. And like I said, I don't want to be too much on my soapbox because I know a lot of Native Americans that celebrate Thanksgiving. So comes in red and black. They're loud as hell. Red is the cherry bomb. Yes, there you go. Exhaust. And it's 150 pounds in the UK each. You know what? Well, you know what? Well, I guess so because they're about 100 here. So 150 in the UK. Yeah, where in the UK are you? Um, I was in, like I said, London and Paris and a couple of other surrounding towns in London for New Year's last year. It is just too cold this time of year. I can't hang out with y'all in in London in January, February. Next time I come to the UK, I plan on my oldest friend lives out there. We've been friends 40 years. I'm always stopping in London to holler at him. But the next time I go to next time I go to the Eastern Hemisphere, I'm going to oh Egypt, Cairo, and I'll do a layover there. Let me see. I'm in Scotland. My parents just got back from Scotland. They were there last week. They did the Stonehenge deal and all of that. I am McFarlane. I have them in okay in a Corsa. Oh God! You know what? I wish that we could put pictures of our rides on here because I would love to see your ride. Um, but we'll get to that, man. Did you do the work yourself on it, or you pay getting it done? British Defense League. All right, I'm with you. Do you have the cherry bombs on yours? Nice, got the GM over there. All right, I'm feeling it. But that is your for all my UK people on there. That's your Thanksgiving information, and subsequently why I do not celebrate Thanksgiving because I think the genocide of anybody is just terrible and unnecessary and the worst part of human history. And with combined with the slavery that we had here, we should not want people to be sensitive just toward our atrocity or the atrocity associated with our group. We need to be wrong is wrong no matter who benefits from it or who it happened to. And either you're on the side of right or you're on the side of wrong or you're just on your side. You got to see who you are. So if something is wrong, I try to take a personal stand against it. I don't put people down that do celebrate Thanksgiving. I just don't. You'd be surprised at how much crap I take from that. But man, I'm telling you, you guys really made time fly. I'm feeling really good. I'm gonna give you guys another shot of the car for those of you who haven't gotten to see it. Um, just showing you how clean it is. Look at that wheel well. Man, it's freaking gorgeous. Now this is the car uncleaned up. This is dirty. This is not in grade A condition. I don't have my mirrors. I got to put mirrors under here. Um, I don't have my covers that go right here. I don't know if I'm going to do straight chrome. I don't know if you can see that. That is, well, I'll show you right here. You see how that's got the design etched in it. I don't know if I'm going to go solid chrome right here or if I'm going to do etched, but it's a cover that goes from here to here so you don't see in there. But I like how I did. Notice the two tone. The inside of the wheel wells match the motor, but the outside of the wheel wells match the car. Okay. Did the gold fixtures. You see my front lamps got the gold half moon on them. Um, all my mirrors are etched. Custom inside, 100% custom. Um, did the Impala logo. The guy who did my interior did such a crappy job. He sewed it well, but he just didn't do anything else well. I had to take it back and install it myself. I made the package tray, did the blinds, little gold touches on it, little gold touches, uh, gold touches. Now there's supposed to be an armrest here. I just wasn't feeling the armrest, so I'm not putting it on there. Oh, check that out. This is beautiful, though. Look at that. I really went out on that part. Um. Oh, I know what you guys don't know. In the 50s, the cars had cruiser skirts, and in the 60s, they had the skirts that went inside the wheel, right? Well, I made cruiser skirts for this car, the skirts that go outside of it. And they are over here. In fact, this is a good way to wind up this video. So I'm gonna start cutting out lights. But yeah, this car, rarely do you see a 64 Impala with cruiser skirts. I've only seen it one other place. And they don't make it for this car. So I had to hand make them. I don't know how the other people made them. I'm assuming they had to either they had to fashion them some kind of way, either welding or whatever. But these are the cruiser skirts. Doing some last fiberglass adjustments on it. Oh, MagaFlow is the if that watcher is still on, MagaFlow is still on there. Let me see. My car has 4 chains to make it run, and it's an inline 416 valve Volvo engine. Same engine in the Ford Focus 2011. I love them American cop cars over there driving about, driving here about. Okay, I'm with you. MagnaFlow is the quiet deal. This is going to go on my 62. So these are not going to go to waste. These are going on my 62. But these skirts right here, I made for this car. Beautiful. And if you look on this channel, you'll see me sculpting them. You'll see me grinding them down. You'll see every step of the process and how that got made. Anything else I didn't show you guys? That's for my airbags right here. That's my oil and pressure and music is great. I did the original looking radio, but I hooked up Bluetooth to it. So completely what I needed to be. I did not do speakers all in the back window because I don't want anything to take away from my blinds. But what I did was I put four-way speakers in it, and the four-way speakers, just three four-way speakers, one two-way speaker, and it's beautiful. No rattle. All of the sound is in the car with you, not in the trunk, trying to entertain the neighborhood. I'm too old for that. I'm getting over here to cut this light out. But man, you guys were helpful tonight. Definitely kept me motivated, kept me focused. I'll probably be on. I think the difference between here in the U.S., same manufacturer, by the way, sweet. Okay, stick shift, yes. This someone had changed this car to an automatic, and when I read the title, that it was supposed to be a four speed. So I put it back to a four speed and did the custom paint job on the console. And I had to extend my gear linkage. It's another video on there that you can see. This dash is one off. Oh, check out the gold hinges for the visors and the gold hooks. See, a lot of people are gonna miss that, but I know it's there. Got to get my pedals together. These are not the it's not the rugs that's gonna go in. It's gonna be Impala rugs. That's just so the light carpet doesn't get dirty. Um, I think that is about it. So, like I said, I'll probably be on maybe about 5 U.S. time. So that may be about 11 in Europe. So, you guys, all right. I want to check out you guys' cars. Make sure that you guys leave a comment, hit that like button, leave a comment. Let me know what kind of rides you got. Even if you got a normal ride, man, this I'm at the end of my life. I started off with nothing. Now I got, I've had all of, well, I mean, I had like the poor man dream cars, the Mercedes, the Cadillac, the Range Rover. I've had those deals. Now the cars I want, um, I'd like a truck from the 40s, a pickup truck from the 40s for my everyday driving. My wife will always keep a new car, so I think she has a Mercedes now. She'll probably go back to a. She said she wants to go back to an Escalade. She really liked that car. We like that car. Those are great cars. Um, but I'm card out. I'm sure you're card out. I'll be on, yeah, about 4 or 5. So check back for me. Make sure you guys join the channel. Thanksgiving vacation. Actually, I'm not teaching this semester. So I've been on vacation all semester. I don't go back to teaching until the fall. So I'm expecting to be off until the summer. But if I got to teach classes this summer, I'll um I'll definitely jump on it. So when you guys hear me say I'm the Impala doctor, I'm really just playing. I am a doctor though. I'm a professor of United States history. So I actually am a doctor, but a PhD. So you guys have a good night. Take it easy. The hardest part is who takes it after you. Make it not a family. Oh no 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 no! All of the things that uh, my son is taking over my companies. So it's not going to be a fight over anything, and everybody knows. Even my wife, everybody knows how my assets are going to be dispersed. My son is being trained to take over my companies, all of my publishing. He's going to take over my cars. My goal is to have five cars worth $100,000, which is half million for my kids, and five houses that are worth 200,000, which is a million for my kids. And so I have my property company, which you guys can see me rehabbing houses on this channel. I have my car company, which you see me doing the cars now. And all of that, my son is slowly taking over. So all of this stuff is going to go to him. He knows, yeah, yeah. He knows everything to do. A buddy of mine bought a '59 Impala 27 years ago for $2,500. Is worth $90,000 now. So my son knows that these cars are worth more the longer he holds on to them. So if he does sell them, he's going to sell them to make, if he sells this car for $100,000, he's going to make $300,000. He may be selling it to buy an apartment building or something like that. So yeah, my great grandparents and my grandparents did well in life, but when they left their assets, they left them evenly to their kids, and each kid didn't have the talent or interest to, follow through with the assets they have. So many people sold stuff, they lost it, and it all got broken up. So what I learned through watching my family is when you build something, it's not about being fair, it's about being useful. My son is good with money. He's cheap. He listens. My daughter, not so much. And my wife will spend all the money I give her. So my son is the guy who's going to be in control, and my wife's fine with that. Um, he's always got, and he knows it's his job to take care of his mom and his sister. So yeah, I already got the plan in place. So make sure your intestacy resources are already in place and communicated clearly. But with that, you guys peace out, man. Good night. Thank you. I appreciate it. It was a good night.